hi guys. I can't hear you, so I don't know. I can't ask you how you're doing tonight because I'm not going to be able to know. But we'll see how this goes. What a year. I'm not sure how the point of the show where I spray Faygo on you guys is also going to go. So we're learning as we go. So thanks so much for coming out. I care about all of you, and yeah, I'm going to do some monologues. Just another person talking at you for an indeterminate amount of time, so strap in. I've got a real job. You know what that is? Of course not. And that's how you know it's real. The less you understand it, the faker it seems, the realer it is. The other way you know? I make real money. That's right. The kind where no matter how much I spend, it doesn't seem to go away. So much of it, it's meaningless. You? You can withdraw all of yours at a Safeway ATM and feel the weight of it in your hands. Insubstantial, but tangible nonetheless. You can touch it. Not real. Sure, make the argument that money is a construct, so it's not real anyway. What are you, a project manager? Hey, don't get me wrong. Sounds like a real job. Because what the fuck do they do? But guess what? It's not. Project manager can get fired, but you can't fire me because I've got a real job. I don't need an office to show up to with a door to walk through. I can do this job from anywhere. They say you gotta spend money to make money. Oh, and I do. Both. Hard. You just seem to spend it. How are you fucking this up? Somebody with a real job wouldn't, but there you are with your tasks you're trying to accomplish and impending deadlines you're desperate to meet. None of it's real. And you'll see, when the place you call home has the locks changed and the town you've always known has turned into one giant outdoor mall no one you know can afford to shop at. So what do you want to do? Come up with a 5-year plan? Should have done that 5 years ago. What do you want? Work from home? Be your own boss? Sure, why not? Who better knows how to belittle and use you than you? You're a pro. Better hurry though, because when they're tearing what's left of the world apart out there, they're not gonna come knocking on my fortress door because nobody knows I exist. That's how real my job is. Are you tired of being tired, sick of being sick? Do you find the most rudimentary tasks, such as tying your shoes or making your breakfast, feel like insurmountable obstacles? Do tears come easier than words? If any of this sounds familiar, don't despair. Help has arrived. From the makers of the Take Another Shower method, it's go back to bed. The revolutionary technique that's taking America by storm. Don't like your job? Go back to bed. Worried about the economy, the environment, your shrinking will to live? Go back to bed. Just plain don't feel like today is going to be any different from the last? Go back to bed. Join the countless other Americans who are already in bed and not going anywhere. And if you order now, you could start going back to bed immediately. That's right. You could start going back to bed this very instant at no additional cost whatsoever. In fact, there's no cost at all, ever. And guess what? Now you don't even need a bed to go back to bed. That's right. Go back to bed is now portable. You can go back to bed anywhere in the backseat of your car, home with many cubicle, anywhere, everywhere. What are you waiting for? Why are you still awake? Order now! Have you ever seen the inflatable tube, man? They're usually everywhere. So common that frankly, I stopped noticing them. Till I saw him. Something was different. He was in a lot where nothing else is. That's why I noticed him. It's a lot where there's usually a dollar store, then there was a church, now it is nothing. Just him, all alone. Extension cord still plugged in, so he's going all day long. He must have been brought there for some sort of pop-up promotional event. Perhaps for that energy drink, let's fuck. I can only assume that because the words let's and fuck were printed on the front of him. Regardless, That event has long since vanished, and now it's just him, in total solitude, surrounded by whatever debris people didn't want to take with them. Threadbare couches with no cushions, television sets with the screens kicked in, loose trash bags full of clothes, and him doing his frantic little dance, lording over all of it. I couldn't take my eyes off of him. What was it? Was I looking for some sort of pattern? Some rhythm inside of the non-stop spasm he couldn't help but succumb to? Was there joy to his convulsions? Who was he? Was he me? Was he all of us? Were we like him, forever flailing in some never-ending free fall, waiting for an impact that keeps eluding us so he stays suspended in some eternal death plummet? He keeps flailing. In a sense, he is dancing. He is dancing because he cannot scream, but I can. I can scream. So I did. I screamed and I kept screaming, and then I saw it. I truly saw it. The joy inside of his convulsions. I was screaming and he was dancing to it. I saw it off in the distance. That faraway glow of an electric cigarette closing in. Then I noticed the effortless glide of the person sucking it. They were on a hoverboard, getting closer every second. My initial reaction was, ugh, fuck this guy. But I stopped myself, counted to 10 before my reaction, so that going forward I might be less of a temper tantrum. So why? Why, I wondered? Why was I so instantly put off by this futuristic dildo? See, there I go again. That's not nice, but I can't help it. And maybe there was something to that. Maybe he looked out of place to me because he was dressed up for a future that hadn't arrived yet. The picture hadn't filled in around him. Maybe he'd blend in if he was hoverboarding in the neon-trimmed metropolis we'd always had been promised, but it was nowhere to be found. Today wasn't the tomorrow we were promised yesterday. It looks a lot like the same day, just a little more ruined, fucked up, faded, and decayed. He was dressed for the wrong future. I didn't like that. It made me uncomfortable. But why is that his problem? It's not, it's mine. My comfort shouldn't be his responsibility. I mean, he was suited up for utopia, the kind that featured smokeless highs and getting from point A to point B with conveyor belt ease. I mean, he was an optimist, maybe one of the last ones left. Why should I be so threatened by that? I mean, he belonged in a world of flying cars and pet holograms. I mean, I shouldn't fault him for that. I should applaud and follow him until he found the place where he belonged, the place he was looking for all along, because I don't want to be in this future either. Fuck. So as he passed by me and left me in a haze of digital smoke or whatever that was that smelled like cinnamon rolls coming out of what looked like a printer cartridge that he kept in his mouth, I said, "Wait for me!" He didn't. He kept going. He was on a mission out of this hellhole, and it was up to me to keep up. So I ran fast after him. He breezed through a warren of uncollected trash bags alongside the husks of torched cars. He must have heard my frantic steps behind him because he half turned and blew another cloud of cinnamon roll smoke in my face. It was like running through a weird wet fog. This must be what the air of tomorrow tastes like. I can't wait. I can't stand this place. Everything has been used up and everyone is corrupt, but we're still expected to show up to work on time? Fuck that. This is the wrong future. Teleport me out of here. And he was gonna show me how. He rounded the corner of the garbage maze and disappeared from my line of sight. Once I cleared the trash walls, I checked both directions for him. Gone. No cinnamon roll scent. No distant glow to guide me. Just blocks of boarded up storefronts. Where was he? Maybe he really was from the future, and he just hoverboarded through a portal back to it. If that's the case, then at least there's a future to look forward to. I looked around, counted to 10, and wondered How do we get there from here then? Sketch. You remember when the alarms first went off, right? I mean, they've been going off for so long now. I can't imagine a time without them. But that first time, fuck, that was scary. I bailed out of my apartment so fast. When I saw my neighbor, I had a second where I thought I ran out of my place totally naked. I checked though. Nope, had clothes on, bro. But fuck, my neighbor was just out there. I mean, he was just out there washing his car, which is usually what he does. I mean, that's kind of all he does. He keeps that shit clean. It's like his full-time job. And that car is serious as fuck, too. Military grade, family vehicle. And he's just as serious, sculpted, muscular. He's kind of like a Wild Kingdom apex predator who just had a big meal, could super kill you if he wanted to, but for the moment, he's not into it because, he just ate. But anyway, we're out there, and I'm all flummoxed and shit, and the alarms are going off, seemingly coming from everywhere all at once, emanating from speakers that must have always been there, and now they're just blaring so loud I could barely get my bearings. Everything's starting to flicker. What the fuck? That dude just nods, like no big deal. So I nod back. Must be close. Totally. What? What must be close? How does this guy know how to speak siren? I look back at him. Fuck, of course he does. This guy is ready for anything at any given moment. Nothing phases him. He's evolved past flinching. You got a way out? Totally. What? Way out of where? Where am I trying to get to and from what? Because we got a spot in the back if you need. Just grab your go bag and rendezvous back here in a few. Oh, okay, cool. Now, I'd heard the term go bag enough times to have a general sense of what it was, and then I absolutely 100% didn't have one or even the basic makings of one. I was guessing it was a bag with all the necessary essentials in it. Water, batteries, first aid, jerky, non-perishable, shit like that, right? Survival stuff, right? Yeah, right. I walked back into my APT, sized that shit up, and thought, fuck it. I grabbed a pillow from the couch, stripped the case off, and used it as my go bag. I started grabbing random shit absently, like I was half asleep. Remote controls, nitrous canisters, mailer coupons, that pile of mismatched socks, whatever. Give me all of it, bro. Suddenly, I was standing in front of my TV set, which was definitely not gonna fit. It was turned off so I could see my reflection in it. Just me, holding my bulging go bag, nothing in it of any use whatsoever. Wait, what the fuck? Something was definitely going on, but there was no one out there to definitely tell me what. What I did know was that whatever time there was to get ready was up. This was it. Bad shit was bearing down, and this is all I had. Socks. I heard my neighbor close the latch on his car. Are he and his able-bodied family already packed? Have they been waiting for this all along? Is this all they do? I saw muscle dads stand driver's side, waiting. For what? For me? Fuck. I had a decision to make. Okay, what would someone like me in a movie do? Had I not gotten picked off unceremoniously early on, I'd most likely third act sacrifice myself for the good of the group, knowing that deep down I don't have the characteristics of a New World Survivor type. My best bet at redemption was selflessly throwing myself in front of whatever threat was closing in. Okay, I know what I have to do. I held my go bag teddy bear style, and I walked out front. Before I could even say anything, Muscle Dad just gave me a knowing look. Then he nodded. He knew what was up. I nodded back. I swear I saw him flex one last time before he got in the driver's side and peeled off before I had a chance to get sentimental. And I've been here ever since. You don't imagine when someone says, "You go on without me," cutting back to them and watching them grow old. But here I am, listening to those same sirens, wondering what current emergency they're pertaining to. But fuck, now you're here too. Tight. What's in your go bag, bro? All right, guys, that was my time. I think that was, thank you. I love you guys. Thank you so much to Wet Fruit. Please stick around. I know you guys came here for me, but please, it would mean a lot to me if you stuck around for Wet Fruit. They're amazing. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Love each other.